What's going on, everyone? Gotta do the talking points in the basement today for the eCHO Skates Comworld Collective t-shirt. Shout out ROLLERBlading. Thank you so much for the t-shirt. I love it. Love the colors, love the graphic, and the fit is perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As you have seen from the unboxing video, I picked up an eCHO VERVE, V-E-R-V-E. It is just so good. 282 shell, size 9, I believe. Yeah, US 9 liner. So let's start off with the unboxing that I did. Right off the bat, the box itself was really nice. And you open it up, and there's this nice little welcome message, which is super cool. And then there's a little brochure that kind of walks you around your skate, talks about safety, and all that good stuff. It also mentions that some of the packaging and some of the skate itself is made from recycled materials. The little bags that the skates are in is made from corn something or other. Cornstarch? Corn on the cob? I don't know. But that's really cool. The eCHO is eco-friendly. That was terrible. The way they choose to do the write-up is very humble. Super, super, super neat branding. Now, as soon as I got this skate out of the little baggies and held it, I knew right away that it was solid and really high quality. Shell, the cuff, the plate, really solid. Seamless sole plate to shell. Obviously, I would love to have angled soles on here, and hopefully at some point they will make them for the skate. But for a stock sole plate, it's really good. Some of the sole plate on the medium 909 is a little bit wider right here, but then it's not as wide here and it's not as wide here. Pretty flat across here, where the 909 has a little more shape. And I like this little protection area here on this sole plate. At some point, I do want to take the sole plates off and compare the shell width to the medium 909. I feel like it's definitely wider in the toe box than the schmedium, but maybe not quite as wide in some areas as the medium. Can't confirm that, I'm just going on feel. So I'm loving that it's a little bit shorter, but also wide enough for my foot. So the frames that come with this size are 250 millimeter. I typically rock the Create large frame, which I think is 264 millimeter. So the first 3 sessions I did with this skate were on the 250s, which was really nice for balancing toe rolls. I definitely noticed that they were a little more swervy than what I was used to. Some of you might like that. I decided to get some 270s to try those out. These frames are 50 bucks. They have the bracing here in the middle, a little bit heavier than Create Originals, but again, awesome, solid, and the groove is super, super nice. I love the groove in this frame. It's very familiar. I don't know how it would be for flat. I don't think this is a flat frame. Anti-rocker, it's awesome. It's perfect. The middle wheels just plunk, drop right in. There's no banging them in or, trying to break in the spacers. Same for the outer wheels. They just fall right in, which is awesome. I skated the stock buckle for the first 2 sessions, and then on the third, I went over to my 1-inch strap. Probably a little bias here, but I just like the strap better. Although the buckle was very good. I think it's all mostly plastic. The only thing is that on occasion I did still declick my strap while I was skating. It's a similar ratchet to a 909, and I used to always declick those. Although there's a good amount of protection here, it still happened a few times, so I was like, you know what, let me put my straps on. I'm also happy to say that the 1 1/4 straps fit on here, and I should have those up on my website very soon. Moving over to the cuff bolt, that is something to talk about right there. It's 3-way adjustable. The way it fits into the cuff and the shell is very solid in my opinion. The cuff bolts never came loose all 3 sessions. I've taken them off and on already too, so I've messed with it. I tried low, medium, and high settings. I ultimately went back to the low setting, so I went lower a little bit. They even have their slogan etched into the cuff bolts themselves, and the receiver side is just really cool. You can just loosen the cuff bolt a little bit and then hike up the cuff into a different slot. Again, 3 positions on both sides, which is awesome. The screws holding in the sole plate are nice and big, and they use the same Allen key that you would use for your axles. And the bridge hardware, or it's like an X shape inside the shell holding the sole plate on to these guys right here, it's incredible. The metal part is definitely wider than the receivers on the 909. I haven't taken the sole plate off yet, so I don't know how that is to mess around with. These skates come stock with Abec 7 echo bearings, which I skated for the first 3 sessions. For an Abec 7 stock bearing, they roll really good. However, there's no removable plastics on the bearings so that you can clean them. It's all sealed in with the little metal, like most stock bearings that come with skates. 60mm 90A is normally what comes stock on the outside. They seemed kind of bullet profile-ish. I did feel like I was burning through them pretty quick, but that could also be from the shorter frame and kind of swiveling a little more and turning, or maybe it's the profile is a little more bullet, I'm not sure. I am going to try these undercover wheels with bone Swiss bearings, 60mm 90A on the outside with the longer frame, just to see how it compares. And the anti-rockers that come with the Echo skates, I'm not exactly sure how hard they are or how big they are, but they were definitely taller, but they also kind of angled in more. I'm really digging the look of the skate, and I love the lavender, or whatever color this is, frame. This is not a white shell, it's more like a cream color, and I don't know, I really like the color. The liner. A lot of people say that this liner looks very similar to the MyFit Second Skin. It definitely has some similarities, but in a lot of ways it's very different. I actually really like this liner. It has these removable protectee pieces. You can kind of put them wherever you see fit. And there's also the little thing on the back that can be removed. I took it off because I needed a little more toe room in the front of the shell. And I didn't notice anything with heel lift or any issues like that. Also has a removable shock absorber in the bottom, which is nice and soft. Footbed is just a regular footbed. I don't know, it's got the laces. I don't care for the laces really in liners. Sometimes they help, sometimes they don't. I don't know. This liner in this skate does not feel sloppy, and it feels super comfortable. The other liner that I've tried in this skate was the 909 Clark liner, the blue one. I actually thought it was super comfortable. Size medium, and I almost feel like I had a little bit more room in the toe box. I don't know. So I might go back to the 909 liner and try it again. However, this liner, it's very comfortable. The tongue is really soft. This material right here is nice and cushy and soft. It's got a little bit of a lower cut in the back. I like this liner. I think I might even like it better than a Second Skin. There's a lot about the skate that I love, and there's very little about it that I don't like. What I don't like is that overall, the setup and the shell and everything tends to be a little bit heavier than, say, a medium 909. But I mean, it makes sense because the hardware in this seems to be a lot beefier, and there's a lot more metal in the cuff bolts and all that good stuff. So that could be what's going on. The stock laces that come on this skate, I think, are the same as the stock laces that come on the UFRs. I ended up putting the laces on here anyways because that's what I'm used to. One other thing to note was the axles. While they are 8mm axles and the spacers are nice and hefty, and the axle goes all the way through and sits on the adjacent spacer, if that's the right way to say it, the thread that holds the axle in is smaller than most skates. On one hand, it seems to stay on tighter. On the other hand, and this is speculation, I could see it being something where maybe people might easily cross-thread it. I would also be careful about over-tightening because it is a smaller thread, but again, this is me speculating. The other thing that I didn't like about the axles is they're not keyed, and there's no teeth biting into the plastic. When there's teeth, sometimes you can get away with using one tool, and obviously when they're keyed, you only need one tool. These axles that come with these frames, you're definitely going to need two tools. As far as how it skates, I thought it was responsive, solid. For me, there was almost no heel lift at all, and I didn't have to like really cinch down the laces too much. The liner itself is very comfortable. I didn't notice any pressure points. Top sides were awesome, soles were awesome, negatives awesome. The sole groove and the frame groove were like unbelievable for doing torques and farves. I just felt like torques were awesome. And the last thing I want to say about this skate is the price point. This skate comes complete for only 250 bucks. In my opinion, this is not a $250 skate. At the very least, I would put this in the $300 mark. But to me, this had pro skate quality, which was something I didn't think it would have considering its price point. I mean, this plastic is solid. The sole plate and the shell, it's hard to believe that this is a $250 skate. The first 2 sessions, I skated it stock. I don't know that I've done that in a really long time. Third session, the only thing I did was put on my straps. Okay, I think I hit all the points that I feel like talking about. I know I thank Oak City a lot and Angled Soles a lot. Fruit Tech Hardware, I love you guys. You guys are amazing. But I think ultimately right now, who I really need to thank, who I haven't thanked in a really long time, my biggest supporter, probably the only reason why I still have this channel, I just got goosebumps, is because of my wife, Heather. Thank you, babe. Thank you for putting up with me. I love you. I love you so much. So much. All right, enough of that. I hope this video was helpful. And if you have any questions about this skate, please feel free to email me or comment below or direct message me on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you later. Echo, 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 echo. Skate. also happy to say that the 1.25, the 1 1/4, I'm up. But I think ultimately who I really need to skate